I went down to Huntington Beach Ford. No, first I went down to Enterprise because I had a really good deal with Enterprise in 2017. And they sold me a Nissan Rogue for $18,000. And they gave me such a great deal. My payments were only $357 a month. So I thought, oh, great, I'll go down to Enterprise because I was having trouble with Wells Fargo because they broke the contract and they were trying to charge me $2,100 more than the car payoff amount was. So I was going to go down to Enterprise because I had the original contract from them, and they were closed. So I said, oh no, now what am I going to do? Just because I only had till the 1st to get rid of this Wells Fargo thing. So I said, well, I'll go to Ford because I want a Ford Bronco anyway. My credit score at the time was 600. And I thought, well, I'm not going to qualify. I only make $1,100 a month. So my husband makes more, but I couldn't use him as a cosigner. He's got dementia and he's real sick. So anyway, so I went down to the Huntington Beach Ford. I found that on my map thing. And I went down there and I told them my problem I was having with Wells Fargo. And they said, oh, well, we'll take care of that. And it sounded like I was under the impression that they were going to take care of the $2,100 that I supposedly owed to Wells Fargo. And so I thought that was going to be taken off the price of the car. So that was the first thing that happened. Then we went inside and then we went outside to look at the cars. And I saw one that I really liked. And this was a 2025 Ford Bronco. And he said that they had $4,000 rebate on the 25s. And then I said, well, what about, and then he kept pointing out cars, and then he'd switch up and switch over and switch around. And he kept changing the different cars to the rebates. And by the time we got done, I thought I had a $4,000 rebate on my car. So we go inside and they start nailing me for money. Well, my credit score is 600. So theoretically, I didn't even qualify to buy a new Bronco Ford at $37,000, right? So I thought, well, I'll just go through with this. And my girlfriend was with me. And I was just like totally taken advantage of. And I just want to warn everybody out there that be careful. These people are really horrible. They lie to you. They take advantage of you. Well, let me continue with the story. I have ADD, so it's really hard for me to do this, and I'm disabled. So it's really, really difficult. And I'm 75 years old. So I really feel like they took advantage of me because of my age. So, and my nephew is in the car business. When I got home, he went through the roof. He said, why didn't you wait for me? Because everything they did was not right. So I went, when I went inside this room, they started grilling me for more money. They wanted $2,000 more than my car. They said that they would give me $6,000 for my car, which is underpriced because my car was worth between $8,000 and $10,000. It was a Nissan Rogue, and it was a good car. I wish I had it still because this is a cardboard box that I got. Anyway, the price was $37,000, and they added on $1,000 for the paint job, which I didn't find out until after I left the place. They electronically signed my signature to all the paperwork, and I didn't even see what he was doing on the computer. He was just really busy on the computer, and he like rushed me out of there, and it only took about 20 minutes, and he had everything done. And I'm thinking, it took a lot longer than this at the last time I did this. But I didn't question it, and I should have. And I feel like I'm really stupid for letting this go through, but it happened. And I'm just warning everybody out there, please don't deal with these people because they will take advantage of you, especially if you're older or younger. Then I asked about the gap insurance. I said, well, what about the gap insurance? Because the last time I had gap insurance was in 2016, and it was through Nissan, and they didn't honor it. And then I got stuck with a not only on my credit report, but I got taxed on it too. It was only $235, but it was an issue on my credit report. So I said, well, do you have gap insurance? And he says, no, we don't have gap insurance at all. But you need gap insurance because this is a brand new car and it's already going to lose value when it leaves the lot. And I need that gap insurance because if I get in an accident, they're not going to pay full price what I paid. So the gap insurance is really important. He says, we don't have gap insurance. They literally told me they didn't have it. Everybody carries gap insurance. So I just said, okay, because I'm easy or whatever, old. I don't like being old. It's really terrible because the way people treat you and take advantage of you. And I like people. I think everybody's good. So it makes it even worse. And I'm so sorry that this happened to me, and I don't want it to happen to anybody else. So please listen to the rest of my story. There was a $4,000 charge put on my car for an extended warranty for 7 years. Well, he told me the 7 years, and oh, that's great, a 7-year warranty. The car, I'll never have to pay for repairs. It came with a $6,000 or $6,000 warranty. It came with the car, or 100,000 miles, 6-year warranty is what it was. So I didn't find that out until I got home, and my nephew told me that there was already a 6-year warranty on it, and they sold me a 7-year warranty on top of that, which was wrong and taking advantage of me once again. Then what else did they do? At the end of the contract, by the end of the time I left, he was signing all this stuff on the computer. I didn't sign anything, but at the very beginning, I signed a few things, and I didn't sign any boxes or check any boxes. I didn't see what he was doing on the computer. And so he folded up all these papers really quick and just kind of rushed me out of there. And he said that the car was ready. So we left. And I came home and showed my nephew, and he just came unglued. He said they really took advantage of me. It ended up costing, the contract said I owed $63,000 on this $37,000 car. And I guess what happened is they added on the price of everything that I was supposed to get. They added it instead of subtracting it, and which made the contract completely wrong, and which brought the price up to $67,000 or $63,000. So I'm very unhappy with Ford. I don't want this to happen to anybody else. And I went down the next day, and they were so rude to me. The guy that did all the paperwork walked by me, didn't say a word. You'd think he'd be nice after making so much money off me, if he was not in the wrong. They threatened to call the police on me. I'm 75 years old, and they threatened to call the police on me. I didn't do anything. I wasn't loud. I wasn't obnoxious. Why were you going to call the police? I just don't get it. And I feel like I've been raped is what I feel like. And then I tried to call Ford the next day and tell them what happened. And I kept getting the runaround from them too. So Ford sucks. I'm sorry. Ford is horrible. Don't ever go to Ford, because at least this Ford. And then when I called the main office, they were terrible also. They didn't have my contract. This contract never should have happened. $1,100 I make a month. I didn't have the income for this. And I only had a $600 credit score. They never should have done this. It was totally bogus, the whole thing. So I'm just warning everybody out there, please be careful.